Hello and welcome back for another episode of the White Sox March to October. What ended up being the sole focus of last episode was the Jake Eder fast track and then call up, and after all that we've got a brand new 76 overall arm in that rotation, but we've let things slip a little bit when it comes to the division race here. We're still 24-17, which is really good, but unfortunately there's two other teams that are doing some really good things. Cleveland has a 9-game winning streak, Twins have a 7-game winning streak, and we somehow find ourselves 7 games back at this point. But to kick things off today, we have a Luis Robert Jr. player lock. This is another big one. This is our best player with a chance to get him to play even better throughout the rest of this season. But before we do get into that, we're like a quarter of the way into the season right now, so I just want to get our bearings on how things are going across the league real quick. So we already looked at our division. The East right now is a close race all throughout, really. Over in the West, it's the Rangers and Astros putting some distance in between. The NL East, you got the Braves and the Phillies not too far behind them. Cardinals are out in front in the Central, but it's actually relatively close the whole way through. And then in the NL West, it's the Dodgers and only the Dodgers. And if we look in at our stats, we have some guys having some really nice seasons that I didn't even really know about, and I even feel like I do a good job of keeping up with stats. But just real quick, sorting by our batting averages here, the number one guy, the highest batting average on the team right now, and you could probably say the best player, is Andrew Vaughn. I mean, he's already up to double-digit home runs. That OPS is up over 1,000. He's walking as much as he's striking out. I mean, he is having his breakout season right now, and that's translating to already some really good progression for a guy with a potential. We need him to progress like that to get there. But then the number two guy, very surprisingly, when we sort by batting average, is Oscar Colas. And it's not like he's only played a couple games. He's found his way into 20 games already, and he's batting over 300, even showing a little bit of power. I mean, come on. We also have Eloy starting the season on a tear. Nicky Lopez is actually getting himself on base a lot for a guy that's a 68 overall. Benintendi, Moncada, Stassi, even Sheets also coming off the bench, having pretty solid starts to their season. Dominic Fletcher, even without succeeding in his player lock, he's putting up some decent numbers. Our pitching is actually doing very well too, a lot better than it probably makes sense to be doing with where everybody's overall is at. But like right here, we have Mike Soroka, and he's putting together a good bounce back season after hardly playing baseball for the last like 5 years. We've got Kopech actually pitching well, which I did not see happening, especially with his stamina being only a 68 for a starter. Even Eric Fetty and Chris Flexen, they're pitching pretty solid, even though we did bump Chris Flexen to the bullpen once we added Jake Eder. And then speaking of our bullpen, even our bullpen's putting up some numbers. We already kind of talked about Tukey and how he's already bumped up his potential, but then Crochet so far has yet to give up a run. Even Sammy Peralta, our guy that I don't want around anymore, only had a 54 overall, but he's actually pitching solid through 6 2/3. We've got John Brebbia 4 innings deep to his White Sox career, hasn't given up anything yet. So even if we're a little far back right now in our division race, we really couldn't be off to much a better start. I mean, for one, we are right in the middle of the wild card race, but also like this team is only going to get better. We're only going to improve through more trades. We're only going to get more progression from these young guys. So to be 24-17 through our first 41 games when this team is going to be the worst it hopefully ever will be, that's a really good start. All right, so let's get going here for our player lock with Luis Robert. We need a good game out of him. He's already off to a solid start to the season, except the average is a little bit lower than I'd want it. The power's fine, but I'm hoping maybe we get a couple hits with him. We get a plus, maybe a couple pluses, and then his average will rise up with everything else. Oh, and it looks like it's Mother's Day here. We got the pink bats going on. I've already hit a couple of Luis Roberts home runs this year, so I like his swing. So hopefully that translates into something good here. Okay, we're gonna draw a 4-pitch walk in the first AB, not even AB, first plate appearance. All right, and Sheets on the ground. He's not going to do anything there. So we still are down 1, but I'm 1 for 1 at getting on base at bat. Well, at bat number 1, because we got walked in our first at bat. We've got 2 on, which actually isn't good because the clutch is pretty bad on Luis Robert here. That's a tiny PCI. No, he got me, dude. He threw 4 straight fastballs to start that at bat and then breaks out the circle change. All right, next AB here. We're falling behind. We're down 4-0. We need a big swing. And man, I thought that was a pretty good swing. I thought I was going to get that down the line. Now we might only be down to 1 more at bat. Oh, and we're going right into this next at bat. Still 5-0. Still the same pitcher on the mound. No! How was I late on that? Dude, I'm getting more and more used to playing this game, and I still feel like every once in a while the timing just doesn't make sense. I did not feel late. Oh, and that's actually gonna do it. We didn't get another shot. Wow. So that also means we lose our 5th straight. Cleveland wins their 10th straight. We get no pluses, so it seems like the streak is back again here on MLB 24 of me just not showing up for hitter player locks. And we already went through the last set of simulated games without any momentum, and we couldn't win a single game. So now we're gonna have slightly negative. We might be on a big time losing streak right now after this set of simulated games. We do have the Nationals to play though, so we don't have to lose every time. We did win 1 at least to break our losing streak. And then now we get to play against the Yankees at the start of a new series. We're up 1, so we have a lead to protect. We only fell back 1 more game, but this is going to be the start of something new. We just got to hold a lead for 5 outs. They have a runner on first to start, but that shouldn't be much of a threat. Jake Eater's out here throwing a good game. All right. I was worried. In his 2nd game after my debut with him, he didn't have a good outing, but now seems like he's got things back under control. We'll see if we want to leave him in though this deep into the game. And he does have plenty of energy left. It's just a matter of, do I want these matchups? Yeah, Glaber's way better against lefties. Even Grisham up next is better, lefty-lefty. I'm going to go to Shawn Armstrong. Still our newest acquisition to this team, and I don't think I've used him yet. So we finally get a chance to throw him in a pretty key situation, too. Seems like he's done pretty well since the trade. I mean, when I traded for him, he had like a 5.40 ERA, and he's gotten it down to 4.12. And the only reason he had such a high ERA to start was because I was the one who put up a bunch of runs on him. Whoa, that is a massive breaking slider. Oh, that's actually better though. We get the grounder, we get the double play, and we get out of it immediately. 1 batter faced, 2 outs for Armstrong. All right, now we get a chance to see if we can build on this lead, which I would very much like to do with 2, 3, 4 due up in the bottom of the 9th. Guess I just wasn't quite around on that, and I was under it. I haven't made a good swing yet this episode. We need to change that, somebody. Oh, okay, well there's our good swing. I still actually didn't make as good of a swing as I would like to on a fastball right down the middle, but Eloy doesn't care about that. He just took that about 15 rows deep to the opposite field. 407 oppo, and it wasn't even a perfect. There's a couple dudes so far that I'm hitting well with on this team. That's multiple homers for Luis Robert, multiple homers for DeYoung, and now multiple homers for Eloy. And man, I guess I can't hit with Robert anymore. Maybe that's worn off. And Vaughn, is that going to make it all the way to the gap? It is. Okay, we're not done yet. Vaughn getting himself into scoring position. Flat. Oh no, I thought I made such a good swing on that. All that was good about that was the timing. At least we added the 1 more, and we don't have to cover just a 1-run lead here in the bottom of the 9th. All right, so we have a lot of energy left with Armstrong because he only pitched to the 1 batter. We already determined that Grisham is better lefty-lefty. Judge is actually worse against lefties. Then you got Soto up after him. So I think what I might do here is leave Armstrong in to face Grisham, and then we'll go to Crochet to get hopefully what should be the final 2 outs. And there we go, 3-pitch strikeout to sit down Grisham. This plan is starting out very nice. Feels very weird to leave the righty in to face a lefty and then bring in a lefty to face the righty, but we're just playing the numbers here. Oh, we got Judge looking. What are you looking for? 1 to go, and it's lefty-lefty against Juan Soto. Okay, we don't want to be leaving pitches right there. Don't want to give them any base runners here. Now that's the tying run that's going to come up to the plate. Oh, we got Stanton not able to hold up on a slider up in the zone. So we finish it out. We get the win. We get the shutout, which should give us extra momentum. And I actually wasn't expecting a 2 fireball base momentum. I thought it was only going to be 1, so we're going to end up with 3. So that should flip us out of negative momentum, and then we'll see how much positive we get. Okay, no, that should be a couple wins. Still, hopefully we get a relatively quick turnaround though, so we can build up some more, and we're scouting again. Oh, look at this guy, though. I still want to finish scouting him fully. But, man, his consensus draft rank is 83rd. But we have him ranked all the way up to 2nd. Why is he ranked 2nd? See, this is... I don't want to get into it. I spent so much time talking about how scouting confused me in last year's game, and it seems like the same reasons for that are back. But it's just like, if we look at this guy, who we consider 10th ranked, so 8 worse than the guy I was just showing, but look at like his present and future scouted attributes here. So many more of those look better than our new guy here. But I guess what makes the difference is this guy's potential goes from 79 to 97, whereas our other guy only goes from 80 to 90. So maybe the rank is solely based on potential. Maybe that's all I should be focusing on, and all this stuff is just rough estimates. I don't know though. I can't see this guy being at worst a 62 overall to start with an 80 to 90 potential, like almost a guaranteed B potential. I just can't see him being worse than this guy. So you know what? I think I'm just gonna leave this all where it was at. We're almost done scouting all these international starting pitchers. So I'll just leave that be. We'll get this Connie Kang fully scouted. So we move on another week. We win the series against the Yankees, and now we've got a chance to take a series from Toronto. And even with that, we fall a game even further back now. We're 9 games back of the Twins. We need them to start cooling off. So once again, we have a 1-run lead in the bottom of the 8th, but this time we're going to be starting with 2 outs. And they have a runner on second here, and it looks like John Brebbia is fresh into the game to face Vladdy. It was another Jake Eater start, too. I don't know why my voice cut out there for a second, but he goes 7 2/3 before they yank him. Another scoreless outing. Well, I guess that's only if we keep this runner at second. We've got a bomb from Mancada, and then, yeah, Eater, the 7 2/3. So it looks like he's doing just fine as a starter. He just had the 1 bad start, but all 3 of his other starts have been, I mean, he's pitched at least into the 7th inning and not given up a run. The only runs he's given up is the 1 bad start that we didn't see at all. And that one's right to Sosa playing short today. And we'll get it right away. Maintain our lead. All right, well, once again, just like last game, I would really like to get some insurance runs this inning. This is, you know, not a team you want to take just a 1-run lead into the last inning with. That's another good swing from Vaughn. I just don't think he got enough of it. I guess it wasn't even that great of a swing. I'm having a lot of trouble getting my PCI on these pitches here. I'm like slightly below it today. Oh, and I'm talking about being slightly under everything, and then I go and make a swing like that. I was swinging at a ball in the dirt. Oh, and I went chasing up. So again, I was under it. So we're going to have to deal with the 1-run lead this time. And you know what? We can do a very similar thing here and leave Brebbia in to face Justin Turner. And then after Turner, you got a lefty up in Dalton Varsho. The only bad thing is the 3rd hitter due up is better against lefties. But my hope is at that point, we'll have 2 outs. And Crochet, all he needs to do is sit him down. And there we go. There's our chase on a Brebbia slider. So now with the lefty up, we go to Crochet. There we go. Jam him, pop him up, and that will be our 2nd out of the inning. Now all we got to do is get out Babe Ruth himself, Davis Schneider. And of course, he's going to have to get a base hit. Tying run on base now. This is following a very similar pattern to our last game, except this one's a little more stressful with only a 1-run lead. And somebody's got to get there, man. Somebody's got to get there, and we're leaving it up to Sheets to run it down. I mean, at least he got there, but man, that's not who you want to rely on to run down a fly ball in the gap. That one is only going to give us 1 fireball, though, so I don't really get it. I don't know why this one is a base of only 1 fireball when the last one in pretty much the exact same spot was a base of 2. But all right, that at least loads us up a little bit again. Should be good for a couple wins with that amount of momentum, but we still want a pretty quick turnaround. We're really taking a tour of the AL East here. Now we've got 4 games against the Orioles, and then I saw more against the Jays after that. We're already scouting again, though. Connie Kang stays at our number 2 ranked player here. I don't know. We'll wait until the draft to make our decision there. I mean, we got a lot of decisions to make, because the more we find out about James Scott, if he's there for pick number 5, this dude might be insane also. I mean, we've already determined him to have, at worst, an 83 potential, but also at worst, a starting overall of 68. That's a really good spot to start. All right, well, this go around, I'm scouting a bunch of individual players that I find interesting here, but I can already tell we're gonna have some decisions to make in this draft. I'm uncovering a lot of intriguing players that I'm really gonna have to make some decisions between. We get another chance to beat the Jays here, and it's another one in the bottom of the 8th, except this time we're the ones down a run. Looks like we gained a game and a half, so let's do it. Let's get one more going today, and let's see if we can make a comeback, because making a comeback would be a lot of positive momentum. All right, so I already know we want to go to the bench for this matchup. They brought in not just a lefty, but a tough lefty to hit lefty. But actually, first, let's see what's going on here today. They have 11 hits and 4 walks, and it was Kopech on the mound to start. So yeah, he didn't really have the best outing, but then look at Tukey, picking up 2 1/3 scoreless innings. Oh, and this might be the easiest substitution ever. We've got Luis Robert on the bench today, taking a day off. You don't get any days off on this team, not in a spot like this. We need him to come in and do something big. This is a good matchup for him. And that needs to be the pitch that gets it done. But again, I'm late. I'm late on the breaking balls that are like right there. I just don't know what I got to do to get around on that when I already feel like I'm making a good timing swing. I should have looked at the bullpen and warmed up Armstrong, because now he's not going to be instantly warm. I guess I can leave Tukey in. I mean, he's having a good game. Get a chance to pitch with him a little bit more, see what he's got. And that's just something that doesn't need to happen. We're not gonna get him because I threw it to the cutoff man. If I would have just thrown it straight to second, we got him. I can't believe that's a double. That never needs to be a double. And that was like in the perfect spot too, that if I committed to it, you know, it's just bouncing past me and going all the way to the wall. And then it would have been 3. All right, well, now that we gave up a leadoff extra base hit, now we can go to Shawn Armstrong. Yeah, and I swear, there's something going on with pinpoint pitching right now. At least out of the stretch. Like, it was telling me I was too fast on that, and I was consciously going slower. Like, even that. It's still only a yellow 85% accuracy, and I went so slow. Okay, yeah, like, what is going on with that? There was no yellow in that path for the cutter gesture there, and it was still telling me that 88% was a yellow. Yeah, I don't, maybe it's just cutters, because like I don't know what I can do. I almost want to keep throwing this pitch until I figure it out. That's a 90, and then I mess it up for other reasons. Okay, but the slider stayed in the zone and got Vlad frozen. And another strikeout on another slider, so we keep them right where they're at, even with the leadoff double. But now this is it. This is our last chance here to make a comeback in this one. They're going to bring in Eric Swanson as their closer. He's 16 for 16 on the season, but I can't sit here and believe that he's some lockdown closer. We have Paul DeJong up, and we know what I've done with Paul DeJong this season. Ooh, I got bailed there on 2 levels. We got the check swing, and we got the call. And then of course, I whiff on the next pitch. How did I miss that one? What's it going to tell me? I was above it in early. Do I want Stassi in here? Do I want to see what we have? I mean, technically, Stassi isn't much worse against righties than Sheets would be, but it's still the lefty-righty matchup instead. So I'm going to bring in Sheets. And I didn't get a good piece of that, I guess. So that brings it down to Nicky Lopez. I think I'm going to go to the bench one more time. I know Moncada's still there. Doing everything we can here. One last gasp. God, that splitter is so nasty from this dude. And he gets me on one more. I still don't even know what I did to miss that one, and I'm not going to find out. Like, I thought I saw that all the way in. I thought I moved the PCI to the right spot. I don't know, man. This has not been a great hitting episode, really. I had one decent enough swing, not even a great swing with Eloy to hit one out, and that's like all I was able to do. So now we get that little bit of negative momentum, enough to flip it. It shouldn't count for any losses though, but whenever we play without momentum, it doesn't seem to go well. It went all right there actually, and man, this James Scott just gets better and better. This might be our #1 pick. Dude looks like a great fielder who should be able to handle himself with the bat, pretty solid starting power, switch hitter, and he'll be a high B potential and a low to mid 70 overall to start. I mean, this is a dude that can make an impact right away if they let me put him on the team right away, I guess. All right, so I've added a couple new players to scout, and I also want to just test out the discovery. Just since it's a new year on the game, I want to see if it feels worth it, because last year it just didn't feel worth it to discover anybody. But this scout had like 97 discovery or something, so if anybody's gonna find somebody, it's gonna be him. So we'll see. And then we wrap up the series win against the Brewers, but we have another trade. Man, both times that we've had trades, it's been right when I was about to end the episode, and now I gotta decide who I want. So this first one here is for Michael Wacha, 77 overall in division trade. We'd be giving up Wes Kath and Jacob Burke. I guess that's not much, although I don't know. I've always had somewhat high hopes for Wes Kath, but I guess he doesn't look that great of a prospect unless he got a fast track a couple years down the line. Wacha, though, he's actually a pretty decent arm. I mean, I know he's coming off actually a couple of pretty solid seasons in real life. He's not having a good start to this season, though. Almost a 6 ERA, so I guess that's a reason to shy away from him. And we do, I feel like, have to keep this in mind, because he does cost a little bit more than I maybe would want to pay for a 77 overall, 16 mil a year. But, you know, we've got off seasons and stuff to worry about now, and, you know, the more money I would commit to Michael Wacha going forward, the less I can spend in free agency. So what about the Dodgers then? What do they feel like giving up? Oh, hang on 1 second. Hang on 1 second right here. Why is this a trade that's popping up? This feels too good. Walker Buehler. I know he's had all sorts of injuries in the recent past in real life, but this is March to October. This is the land of no injuries. He's off to a solid start this year, but I guess the thing with him is he's a free agent after this year anyway, and as long as free agency in the offseason works the same as it has in the past on March to October, there's really no advantage to having a player on your team before they reach free agency. Like, you don't get any exclusive negotiating period. It's just kind of like everybody's thrown into the same free agent pool, and if you want to bring back the same guys you've had, you have to bring them back that way, and you can't like offer them a contract first. So that almost makes me feel like it doesn't have much, like, there's not much of a point to make this trade. Again, we're giving up Wes Kath, which is whatever. Terrell Tatum is, you know, a D potential, so that's also whatever. But Grant Taylor here, at only 21 years old, 65 overall with a B potential. I feel like this is a dude I might not want to be getting rid of. So then the Rangers, that is somebody that's on my list. This has to be the trade. I mean, Ezekiel Duran, we fix our second base hole right away. 24 years old, 78 overall, all sorts of team control left. We'd have him locked up forever. B potential, so he should keep getting better. I guess we don't know exactly what that B potential means. It could just mean 80 overall, so he might not get a whole lot better. But even an 80 overall to fill up a position for the long haul, that's not bad at all. I mean, 78 overall would already be, I think, our second highest rated position player behind Luis Robert. So what are we giving up? C potential Nick Nastrini. I mean, he's having some pretty decent progression, but without a fast track, he probably won't factor too much into the future with only a C potential. Still Wes Kath, who I guess if I'm making a trade today, I guess I gotta be all right with giving up, and I think I am. And then Jake Woodford at a 71 overall, who is somebody that would be nice if we were able to call him up, but I'm not going to prevent this trade from being made to hang on to a 71 overall arm that may or may not get called up. So I think this is pretty clearly the move to make right here. We're going to be adding a young second baseman that's already looking really good, and I think I was right on when I put him on my targeting list and said that the Rangers, they already have what feels like a full infield, and Duran's kind of the odd one out, and they must have seen it the same way. So we're going to do this. Ezekiel Duran is going to be added to to the Chicago White Sox, and he's here for the long term. That is such an exciting move, guys. Like, we just locked up that guy that I was just talking about being our #1 draft pick. I already forget his name. It was something Scott. He was a second baseman. So now I might have to throw everything out and rethink who I'm going to take. But that is where we're going to go ahead and end today's episode. We finished 35-26, move back up to only 6 games back. And then next episode, we'll start with the debut of our brand new player. So as always, guys, make sure you do me a favor. And if you enjoyed today's episode, hit that like button for me. And don't forget, if you're new, to subscribe to the channel. We've got a whole year's worth of this White Sox March to October yet to come. But thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for stopping by today, and I will see you next time.